Hey guys, James Ryder here. This is actually the first video on my channel. I didn't really know what to do for my first video. You know, it's kind of a big deal. People make a big deal out of it. But today I just saw the new Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. And I thought, why not make a review of that for my first video? So here we go. I went to the like the special AMC early access, screening. So because of that, let's start with this. I got this cool limited edition poster. So you got a special IMAX. I did see an IMAX, which you totally should. It's definitely worth it. Poster, and it's also cool because on the back you got the first poster for the very first Mission Impossible with today's date, May 22nd, on the front, and you also see you got the first. And then you got the last, which I think is super cool. I also didn't realize that May 22nd is also the day the very first Mission Impossible premiered in theaters, all the way back in 1996, which I didn't know that, so I thought that was super cool. So I got that, and I also got this cool limited edition, these collectible popcorn buckets that people are going nuts over. I love these things. I think they're super cool. So this one, there's this little latch right here. You just open up, the lid pops open. You can see from the side be better. Is it just slides open like this. Here's a top view. And the drink carrier, so this part right here, let's see if I can put this down to do it, comes out, and this is supposed to be your drink and your popcorn in here, which is super cool. That's a cool idea. That I like that they did that. It's also cool. Let me lock this up so it doesn't flap around or anything. It's on the front. It has this little switch right here. If you do this, the Mission Impossible logo lights up, which is super cool. I thought that's super neat. So here, I'll turn it on and off right here for you guys. Yeah, and all in the back, it has this cool message. Like if you kind of rub your hands, it says, this briefcase will self-destruct. I don't know if you guys can see that. With a little thumbprint, which I thought was super cool. So yeah, that's basically the popcorn bucket. It also came wrapped in bubble wrap too, which I really appreciate. That's super cool. I never actually had one wrapped in bubble wrap before. Oh, and also it comes with these instructions on how to work it, how to open it and everything. So that was kind of helpful. So anyway, on to the movie itself. Overall, I really liked it. I definitely recommend you guys seeing it. I mean, it's Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise. You can't really go wrong with that combo. What I did like, no spoilers. I don't want to try to spoil everything for anybody, but the opening 5 or 10 minutes, they included clips of all the other Mission Impossible, so it kind of made it feel like, the finale. It had like a flashback, all the other ones, which was super, super cool. And that was actually sprinkled on throughout, which I was kind of surprised by. Periodically throughout the movie, you had, a flashback to this, flashback to that, and like I said, it really made it feel like the finale. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I kind of rambled off like I tend to do. So, like I said, it's first video, so let's, we're gonna splice this together, different, pieces, different takes. So anyway, back to the review. Where to start? Obviously, let's start with the main star, Tom Cruise. It is kind of shocking that he is, like what, 62, 61, and he is still able to do these incredible stunts that he does in these movies. Like this one, and you see it in the trailer, there's this whole, underwater submarine thing, which, it made me feel claustrophobic, man. I could not believe he was doing this. He had things falling on top of him. He was trying to get out. It was wild. And the second stunt that really kind of pumped my anxiety was another thing you see in the trailer, which with the two airplanes that come in, and he's hanging off one, and they hide more stuff from the trailer. There's more stuff in the movie that they hid, that it just made me go like, I think this dude's just crazy. because he's like hanging off. At one point, he almost jumps from one plane to the other, which I don't know how he does it. It's just, oh man, it's incredible, man. The other characters, Ving Rhames, obviously, really good. Simon Pegg is always, incredible. I can't remember her name. Her name is, I think, Palm. I can't say her last name. She played, famously played Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy. She was really good in this one. She was great in Dead Reckoning, but she's even better in this one. Who else am I missing? Oh, I can't forget, the wonderful, Haley Atwell. Beautiful, as always. She's really good in this one. I kind of liked her more in Dead Reckoning, and kind of her introduction, how she met up with Cruz, and they had that cool, chase with that mini car. But she was also great in this one. Let's see what else. And this is, like I said, this is, off the top, no script, just trying to see how this goes. Let's see what else. Stunts are good. The main villain, I don't know the actor's name. It looked like Eze Morales. I'm probably mispronouncing that, super bad. But he was good as well. He was great in Dead Reckoning. He's great in this one. A little underutilized. He wasn't in it as much as I was hoping. But the parts he's in it, he's also good. Who is that one guy? You see him in the trailer, I think it's Colt McCallum. You've seen, he plays like the stereotypical FBI agent in all these movies. He was good. And also, what's his name? Shea Wingham? I think he's one of those dudes. I think he was in Kong Skull Island. He was one of these dudes, every time he pops up, it's going to be great. He's going to be awesome. And I think he was in the last one, Brave Flame. But both that one and this one, he is equally as awesome. Let's see what else. I don't want to spoil too much, from the plot, because it is kind of a culmination of all 8 movies. The plot, basically, it's kind of what you expect from the trailer. You have that AI thing, the entity, what they called it, that was in the last one, is the main villain. In this one, they have to stop it from basically, launching all the nukes to destroy the world. That's essentially the plot. The plot with these movies. But it is kind of incredible. It takes this basic, espionage, James Bond type plot, and you combine that with Cruz's ability or creativity to do these stunts, and it makes it so enjoyable. Normally you hear the plot, it's just stereotypical, like I said, Tom Clancy type movie, but Cruz just elevates it and adds this oomph to it that is super commendable, I think. He is really one of, if not the last movie star, in my opinion, and it is going to be a sad day when he passes. Alright, this video has more cuts than I liked, but, this is this first video, so we're going to test this out. Hell, maybe it becomes a new trend. This is how my videos are. They're just, combined together different clips, and, it could work. But anyway, let's get on to some negatives. I have a few. One is, it did feel a little long. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes, which I think Dead Reckoning, now that I think about it, might have been that long too. Anyway, both are a little bit long. It is a little bit long. You do kind of feel the length, but there is enough, suspense and action scenes sprinkled throughout where every time you're about to look at your watch, something pops up and, it grabs your attention and it brings you right back in the movie, so that's good. Other than that, there's one more actually. They do mention her, kind of a minor spoiler. Mention Ethan's wife. I think it's Michelle Monaghan. I think that's the actress's name, who was in a couple of the other ones. They do mention her in this one. She's not shown at all, which I kind of thought was disappointing, with this being the culmination of the whole saga, I guess. It would have been nice to kind of have that loose end filled up, tied up and everything in a nice little bow, but we didn't, which, whatever. Like I said, it's a small nitpick. Other than that, I can't really think of anything negative to think of at the top of my head, but then again, I just saw it I got out 50 minutes ago, so maybe I'll think of something, and post this, maybe another video, or just leave it at this. So that was my review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Overall, I definitely recommend it. You guys should definitely go see it. If you're a fan of Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise, or just movies with spectacle in general, you cannot go wrong with that combination. Like I said, this is my first video, so apologies for the minor inconveniences with the editing and the unscriptedness. This is kind of a hobbled together first thing. I didn't really know what to do for my first video, so I thought, why not use this? I love movies, so you probably will be seeing more movie reviews on this channel. Maybe some other, comic reviews, maybe TV show reviews if you guys like that. But yeah, I hope you guys subscribe and look forward to more videos.